All right, everyone, let's get started. So before we get up and going, I do want to go over a few housekeeping items. So you might have noticed that everyone is currently on mute. If you would like to engage with us, this is definitely a two-sided conversation. Feel free to go into the chat or ask some questions inside uh, the Zoom meeting so that our amazing panelists kind of can interject and push some of those questions forward. So without further ado, let's get up and going. So today we will be covering on how to hire after the coronavirus is said and done. And again, I do want to welcome everyone today. Take a step back. I do see a lot of familiar faces, as well as a lot of new faces that are currently in the room today. So I welcome everyone today. My name is Aaron Delgadillo, and I'm currently the head of success here at Workstream. Over the past 2 years, we've had a lot of rich conversations with our customers on how to engage with their applicants in an efficient and an effective manner. And it goes without saying the coronavirus has flipped everything around. However, the reason why we're chatting here today is because of this number, 22 million. In the past few weeks, there's been over 22 million people who are unemployed, successfully wiping out a decade's worth of job gains. Now, that number is really big. However, in the next few weeks, everyone's going to be competing for that same bucket of applicants that need to join their organization. And one of the things that we'll be going over today is because of this person, Tara. So Tara is one of our customers. She is a franchise owner of Jamba Biology and Carlos Jr. And she's saying, hey, we're looking to 4X our staff in the next 7 weeks. And so while having these rich conversations with our customers, we started helping them out to find out, what is next? What's necessary for you to 4X your staff in the next few weeks? And long story short, this is going to require some upfront work right now. We want to make sure that each one of you today leaves with that knowledge of what you need to do today in order to get to that end result of maybe 4Xing, 2Xing, or even 8Xing some of your staff today. So in the session, we're going to go over 4 main things to revisit and optimize inside of your hiring strategy. That includes your individual job descriptions, your sourcing strategy, communication strategy, as well as your interviews and how you want to structure them moving forward. Now, to get started, we want to chat really briefly about your job description and job titles. And these are really important times to kind of spring cleaning this individual information. When we're thinking about your individual job title, you want to make sure you reframe it so that you're grabbing your applicant's attention, but it's not spammy. We want to move away from language of hot hires now, and we want to move towards setting healthier expectations. Setting healthy expectations not only in the job title, but also in the job description. Having a great overview of your company and working on that and having a great overview of the position really goes a long way. And you have to take in consideration a lot of people who will be applying for these jobs, they'll be on their phone. And we want to make sure that your information is in fact scannable so that your applicants can quickly go from an individual job board, an individual careers page, and get to that information that they need, and in a way that, as this picture shows, they might be walking and looking for jobs. So with the customers that we're working with right now, this is something that we're doing right in the beginning. We're revisiting this so that we can go after it head on. The next thing that's really important is your sourcing strategy. Where are your applicants coming from? Of course, the path of least resistance is those job boards, and really defining which job boards do I want to be on. And When you're ready to go to those job boards, who is going to be that person who's going to copy and paste to all those individual job boards? On top of that, do you have signage inside your stores? Of course, when social distancing will be a thing of the past, in the beginning, there's going to be very few shops open. And we want to make sure if those people are being filtered in to those individual points, grab their attention there. Make sure you have some great signage so that if they're visiting a Jamba Juice, if they're visiting your McDonald's, they know that they can apply even directly from the signage. And I know it's rather odd of me of talking about high traffic areas right now. Again, there's going to be very few points where there's going to be high traffic areas. Of course, the stores would be the most important place, but think of other high traffic areas. Think about other areas that are going to be open in the near future. And do you have signage there? On top of that, social media. What is your social media plan? If you do have an active social media account, sharing your jobs there in a periodic manner is going to be of utmost importance. So if you do have people visiting your pages because they want to share feedback, they want to share feedback about the experience that they have, there's a great medium to go after as well. So the last two require a little bit of work, and that's reaching out to your current and past staff, as well as past applicants. When it comes to sourcing, are you reaching out to these people? Are you reaching out to your current staff? Because your current staff are the best source of really amazing talent that your organizations need. On top of that, your past staff. If a staff has came and gone, but they were an A+ person, reach out to them. Reaching out to them is going to be a great way to get more of that top talent. And let's not forget about those people who applied in the past. There are some people who applied to your positions right when COVID was starting, right when the coronavirus was starting. We should still have a way to reach out to those individuals to ensure or to keep a pulse on them. Are you still interested in moving forward with the job in question? Switching gears a little bit and moving to the next topic, that is communication. Now, this list is very much an entry level to journalism of who, how, and when, but it brings up a really good point. Living in the coronavirus, we are experiencing something new, something unprecedented. So, moving forward, after this is all said and done, who is going to be following up with the applicants? When are they following up with the applicants, and how? What mediums are you using? And overall, we have seen some great feedback and some great results with text messaging applicants in an instant manner. That way, you can get to a medium that has a very high open rate of over 80% when it comes to individual text message. Taking a step back and talking about who needs to be following up with them. Is it the individual at the store, maybe the hiring manager, the GM, or do we have someone at the home office who will be doing that communication? Making sure you define these individual communication mediums and as well as individuals during this time is going to be important. So as you start rolling out, everyone knows exactly what their job is. And finally, going down this linear process of sourcing your applicants, communicating with your applicants, the next thing is interview. You're getting those applicants closer and closer to getting them to chat with you. So the real question is, how are you scheduling these applicants? Is it an efficient and effective manner to have them go down the hiring process? And where are these taking place? We have coached a lot of our customers to switch their interview process to a phone, or as we're here today, on a Zoom call. Is that practice going to continue as you roll out this post-coronavirus time frame? And if the answer is yes, maybe you want to interject a phone call right before you move them over to an on-site interview. Again, these things need to be taken into consideration right now. And at the heart of this, it's eliminating that friction to go from applied to interview. So when we need to sum all of this up, what is the key to all this? The key to all of this, it can be summed up in one word, and that's speed. We want to make sure that with everything that we covered today, everything has to fit together in a tight and cohesive package so that, again, the applicants can go from maybe finding you on the job board, applying, answering some questions that you need them to answer to see if they're a great applicant for your organization, and then move them to an interview stage. All of that should be the target goal, should be about 30 minutes. And as you work on this in the next few weeks, ask yourself, are we hitting that 30-minute mark? Are we hitting that 30-minute mark to go from, hey, I just discovered a really great job that I want to apply to, interview. That's going to be the main differentiator between those organizations that can fill, as Tara says, that 4x growth that they need to find, and those who might be struggling in the near future. Again, this is probably easier said than done. Now, from a Workstream perspective, I do want to do one customer success plug. We are talking with a lot of our customers right now about this. If you haven't scheduled your hiring process review, please feel free to reach out to your customer success associate. I do see some, like I said, some familiar faces in the crowd today. I do see Jaya from a great organization, as well as a few others. Again, if you haven't reached out to us, please do. However, for those of you who are new to Workstream today, for starters, I do want to say welcome. And I wanted to show each of you how we do it here at Workstream, how we help out our individual customers be successful in engaging their applicants. So when you get to Workstream, you get to a page very similar to this. It doesn't matter if you're a hiring manager or if you're the director of HR. This page will give you some very pertinent information about how many people applied last week, how many new positions, how many new hires that you have, in your hiring process. On the left-hand side, you're able to see how many people have scheduled an interview so that you'll be able to keep a pulse on your work. If you're a hiring manager, or if you are the head of HR, you can see how everyone else is doing as well. Going into positions, here we'll be able to see everything that you're hiring for, including your locations on the left-hand side, as well as the positions. Today, I wanted to briefly show you a really good hiring process from our friend Tara that was mentioned right in the beginning. So in here, we're going to go into the team member position. And when I click on the team member position, this is the hiring process people will go through for her organization. Applicants will come in from the individual sourcing methods, being a job board, being their own initiatives that they put together, such as in-store signage. After applicants fill out some information, you'll notice that there's two stages right after: additional information and availability. In this case, they're collecting the pertinent information in order for them to be successful with bringing them into an on-site interview. Let's say you're looking for someone who's available on Sundays for opening. With this hiring process, you'll be able to get all that information. And of course, this is something that Mary Ben as well within the customer success team can help you out with. Again, taking this concept into frictionless applying, there is, in this case, no stages to block the applicant. They go directly into an on-site interview stage. That way, you can get those applicants very quickly. Clicking into the additional information to quickly give you some information, you can see the applicants that are in each of the individual stages, and you can see a bit of information about them. Now, I added myself manually, but here you'll be able to see the information that's really pertaining to that individual. So then you can make a decision based off the information here, if you're gonna be moving forward with them. You can also message them directly, write some internal feedback saying, hey, Aaron's great, I wanna move forward with him, and see any files that they might have sent over to you. Moving over to kind of taking a look at the hiring process, I'm going to go into settings. So for my type A people, so those people who really want to explore the employee, or pardon me, the applicant journey, this is where you'll be. This is a one-stop shop so that you can make changes to your individual job description, your job title, as well as the individual stages that the applicants are moving down the line with. And here at Workstream, as I quickly publish this position, we will post your jobs to many, many job boards. So gone are the days of having to someone do copy and paste, and keep track of all of these individual job boards. And if you do make any changes to your, let's say the job details, which include your job description as well as your description, it will automatically update. The last thing that I want to show you is taking a step back and looking at some of the analytics. Now, I did mention that this is a great tool for not only those individual managers, hiring managers, but also for those HR individuals. So this can be also a case if we wanted to look at how is a job performing. So we can see this team member position, there's 371 applicants and 371 are still in process. So there's something going on with that hiring manager there that that maybe they're not moving applicants to those interview stages. And of course, this gives you the information that you need to make sure that you're hitting your goals when it comes to hiring. So coming back to the individual dashboard, and going back into our deck, I do want to say thanks, but this isn't the end. I'm now going to go in and answer a few questions that you guys may have had during this process. So great. So a great question that came in from John, pardon me, is what industries does Workstream focus on? Sounds like it's mostly restaurants. John, thank you for that great question. Overall, yes, we have focused on restaurants in the past. However, at the end of the day, it really is about those organizations that have a monthly hiring need. If you have a consistent hiring need and you need to bring people into your organization in a fast and an efficient manner, Workstream is a platform for you. Our customers aren't hiring 1 or 2 people a month. They're looking to hire 5, 10, 15, or up to 20 people on a monthly basis. So again, if you have that monthly need, we're here for you. All right, so we have another question from Linda. Let me quickly read this. Okay, so Linda has a fantastic question, and I'll read this out. So I'm worried about having to hire 50 people in a city when all stores are opening at the same time. I have a few franchises. What are the best job boards? So Linda, that's a fantastic question. And that really goes at the heart of, Tara and some of her individual concerns right now. Again, Linda, to kind of go after this is, first and foremost, we want to make sure that the pieces that we talked about today, the job description, the communication strategy, the sourcing strategy is squared away now. And when you're ready, or if you anticipate of going live with your franchises again in maybe 2 to 3 weeks, that's when you should start making everything live. Again, reaching out to those applicants now from the past as well as present will definitely go a long way. And again, going back to, come over here to to Workstream to kind of give us a visual perspective of what to expect is, again, that frictionless hiring process. So are your applicants, or can they go from learning about your organization to getting an interview in less than 30 minutes? That's going to be the big differentiator between filling your roles in a very heavily dense area. Great. So Jackie asked a quick question. Can you show me the text messaging part of the platform? How does that work? Absolutely. Thanks, Jackie. So being inside of Workstream, I do want to mention, although we've only focused on the individual platform on the web, we also have a phone app that's compatible with iOS as well as Android. But since we're here today, I will go into messaging. So here we'll be able to see all of the messages that we've sent to the applicant in both a manual as well as an automatic way. So let's take Isabella as an example. So we can see all of the individual messages that we've sent. On top of that, we can come here and send this applicant not only a text message, an email, or if not both. And being that this is all linked together, you might say, oh man, who is Isabella? Maybe you were working with a lot of people. You can quickly click on applicant profile to quickly see who this person, now I remember, Jamba Juice, perfect. I know exactly who this person is. All right, so the next question that came in is from Ben. So Ben asked, I run HR at a nursing home and I need to hire now. Does Workstream coordinate background checks? How would I set that up in Workstream? So Ben, that's a fantastic question. And let me add on to that as well. You might also need to set up a situation where you might have to have individuals sign some very, very important documents, W-4s, I-9s, etc. So in short, yes, we do facilitate background checks as well. So going back into Workstream, I'm going to use, again, the team manager position as an example. Again, going back to settings, which, as I mentioned before, is a one-stop shop when it comes to your job description as well as your hiring process. I'm going to go to quickly add a new stage. And you can see there's a lot at your disposal here. We have a form stage to collect information from your applicants. We have a quiz stage, which can be used to maybe give a quick quiz, maybe show a video on top and ask questions about the video as well. You also have the individual scheduling stage. Scheduling stage is to set up those interviews. And then to go to towards your question, you have background checks as well as online signing. So in short, when applicants go to these background check stage, you have a plethora of background checks that you can go after, which our partner for background checks is Checker. As soon as they get to that stage, Checker will then take the next steps to send the information necessary to do that background check. And as I mentioned, to a little bit more, we also have an online signing stage. So if you need to have some federal and state file or documents that need to be filled out digitally, we also facilitate as well. Or if you have a handbook that needs to be signed, we can do that as well. All right, so Ben, thanks for that question. The next question is from Jackie. So Jackie asks, I'm not the most tech savvy person. If I tell you my current hiring process, can you set up the stages for me? So definitely. So overall, we've worked with a lot of people on all sides of the spectrum, and Jackie, we can actually help facilitate that over for you. Not only can we provide guidance, but we also provide some great training on how to get up and started with Workstream. So our onboarding process does include a great needs assessment, and during that needs assessment, we want to learn from you of what kind of questions are you looking to discover, or what kind of information are you looking to discover from your applicants? How many interviews are you currently providing? Is it just a phone interview? Is it on-site? We help discover that during the onboarding process so that we can provide you with the best possible experience for your applicants. Thanks for the great question, Jackie. And let me quickly mark some of these questions that were answered live. And let's see, oh, there's a few more. All right, so let's see, we have Joe from New York. So Joe from New York asks, how are people doing interviews during coronavirus? I want to start hiring before I can technically reopen, but I don't know if I feel comfortable meeting people in person since you are in New York. So Joe, fantastic question. So when we come back to the hiring stages, in this case, yes, this Jamba Juice organization, they want to meet their applicants in person, but that's not necessarily the case for everyone, as Joe can kind of attest to. Going into adding a new stage, I'm going to quickly add a scheduling stage, and I'll just call this test. And the reason why I want to show you this way is to show off that we do support different types of interviews. We have a phone call, on-site, video conference, or other. Now, the reason why we want to do this is we want to provide you, again, with the information. Out of everyone who's gone through a video interview, or a video conference, or a phone interview, how are they doing? Are they, in fact, moving forward? We're collecting that data so that in the future, we can show you what exactly are the interviews that are working for you. So for those people who are doing phone interviews, you just tag this as a phone interview and add some information here. Like, hey, hi, my name is Joe. And as the hiring manager, I will be reaching out to the number that you provided on Workstream. Or if it's a video conference, what a lot of people have done is they will provide their generic Zoom link here on this page, and it'll say something, hi, my name is Joe, as your hiring manager. Please click on this link at the predetermined time for your interview. Again, Joe, thanks for the great question. Right, so we are getting to the 30-minute mark, and I wanted to see if there's any more questions that people are asking. Ooh, so Anne is asking a huge problem about a huge problem, and that is about ghosting. So ghosting is a huge problem. Anything that we can do to reduce no-shows? Fantastic question. So, Anne, the way we have addressed ghosting here at Workstream is by giving some healthy nudges. And by healthy nudges, we mean some reminders. Inside the platform, we have built out a few automated messages that will go out to the applicants if they're starting to become stagnant, not only in like a form stage to collect information, but also during those interview stages. We definitely recommend to remind those applicants an hour and even a day before that an interview is coming. So those are some of the passive ways that you can go and fight people who are not showing up. But on top of that, we also provide a fantastic engagement platform for you to also reach out. It goes a long way to say, hey, Anne, your interview is in 5 minutes. I was curious if you have any questions. And of course, if it's an on-site versus a video versus a phone interview, cater your message for that. All right, so let me go to there. All right, so a next question that came up, is there a way to post a job now, even though we won't be hiring right away, and let the applicants know that we'll be looking to hire in the near future? So absolutely, so that's a great question that was brought up by Ben in Vermont. So Ben, that is a really great consideration, is should we be posted right now? And overall, our position is if you will be hiring applicants in the next 2 weeks, we want to make sure that yes, you are getting ahead of the game. Now, of course, if some of your operations or some of your stores have closed down permanently, we definitely recommend not to turn those on. However, taking a step back and chatting a little bit more about the individual job description, having those healthy expectations and telling your applicants the entire story will definitely go a long way so that you can move them closer to a hire. All right, so I thank you for a great presentation. Definitely appreciate the great questions and the great feedback from everyone in the room. So I will be shutting this off in the next 2 minutes unless there are some additional questions. However, if you do decide to leave us, we definitely want to thank you for the time that you spent with us. And we appreciate the great questions. And we also appreciate you taking the time to meet with us. Right now it is quite a difficult time and quite a busy time. And we hope that Workstream can help you out for this next rush and the next rush after that. Oh, some kudos from our friends at Brightstar. So, uh, thanks for the well wishes. I definitely appreciate it, and thank you for being a longtime Workstream user. Oh, you're welcome, Jaya. Appreciate the feedback. All right, everyone. See you later, and I hope everyone has a great day. See you later, Mike. Thanks for attending.